Hello, my name is Emiliana. I wanted to talk about what I always talk about, but it happened yesterday. So, yesterday, my daughter had an appointment for Monsieur Zuko here um, for him to get his little shots, and that was taking place in New Haven. So, there is where I had to be. So, I went to New Haven the Monday night. I slept at the beach, one of the beaches there. I came over, I found a place. But there is this little store I love going into. They have so many things. You can spend pretty much 10 minutes on one wall from top to bottom. They have small items, big items, whatever. So from Monday, I was manifesting a spot. I want to park right in front because it's a one-way street, first. Second, it's very hard to get parking over there. Very hard. So I wanted a spot right in front. So ahead of time, I was creating a spot for myself so I can park. And so I decided to drive to that location. So in my mind, I created a spot right at the front of the store. I got close to the store, maybe one building down, and I said, this is a spot here, so I'll take it. So I put my money in. As soon as I started walking to the store, which was probably about 15 steps away, I saw a spot right in front. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to go for that spot. So then, by the time I got into my car and drive to that spot, I lost it because somebody else got it. So, because it's a one-way street, I had to go all the way around, turn back, and then I got a spot right at that intersection, right there. So I made sure I was safe. I followed the time zones, for how long, when, and whatever on that. So I parked. I found a spot. I put 50 minutes in there. There was a man just sitting on a step. Oddly, he was well dressed. But he said, do I have any spare change? And I said, well, all my spare change is going into this meter right now. So I don't have any spare change. And I left it like that. I crossed the street and went into the store. After a while of me being there, I felt a little bit nervous because of where I parked. I know I was safe, but my van is my home. Everything I own is in there. So I spoke to the owner and told him that I would be right back. I am just going to go and check on my van because I just want to make sure that it's safe, Then I told him the story about me manifesting that spot right in front and the whole spiel. I told him, and I missed it. So I went, I checked, the van was fine. I came back in, and then there was this lady there. She had red hair, very nice lady. It's one of those things you go back and you start thinking, but I'll tell you about that later. I was looking and looking, and then I found this box. Isn't it pretty? It's beautiful. I saw this box, and it was on a very high shelf, and I asked, is this box for sale? And they said yes. And I said, how much is it? So they took it down and found it. It was $56. And because I live in a van, I don't have money for me to spend on something like this, as much as I love it. So I left it alone, and I kept on looking. I found a beautiful poster of Bob Marley. Not a poster, but it almost looks like a postcard. You know what? Let me show it to you. Hold on. Just to remind you, Monsieur Zuko here was born on Valentine's Day. Isn't that something? When I spoke to my daughter before, she told me, and my last video with him, we were talking about how God is love and how that love that's in all of us, and here he was. So this is Bob Marley. Isn't this a beautiful picture of him? Anyway, I got that. That was $3.95, right? Awesome. So I have it, because I love his music and all that. So I got that. And then I got some other little items. So meanwhile, when they took the box down, the lady said, "Can I take a look at the box?" So it's like, sure, it's okay. I didn't come in with, people that live in a van don't normally have money. Well, I don't have money. I can't say anybody else. And I will do a van tour next month. I'll ask my son to help me. But anyway, he wants me to pick him up. Okay, baby. All right. Meanwhile, she wanted to look at the box, and I kept on looking and kept on looking. And finally, I feel I saw enough, and I decided to check out. So she was checking out, so I was waiting for her. And after a while, she checked out, got everything. It was my turn to check out. She bought the box for me. Can you believe it? I couldn't believe it. I was in shock. I don't know what happened. And I was in disbelief, pretty much. And I gave her a hug and I thanked her, but I was in shock. And finally, I paid for my items. I went back towards my van, and that same man that I saw that was asking for money, I gave him like whatever bucks, because I didn't have much money at all. I think I had like maybe about $15 is all I have. But when I went back to that man, I gave him the $7. I think I had $7. I gave it to him because, when you receive a blessing like this box, you give back. Should always give back. I'm going to put him down because I don't know if he wants to. You should always give back. And it was the meter that I put 50 minutes in there. There was 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left. Enough time for me to go and buy a coffee at the Dunkin' Donuts that was right at the corner of that store. So now, I did have to check the time so I would know how much time I could stay in that store. When I came out, I had to check the time to be sure that I didn't go over because I didn't want to get a ticket. I can't afford a ticket. But the time that I put in, the time that when I came out, was the same price of the box. So now I feel the angels were definitely here. I think that lady was an angel. And I think the man that was sitting, that didn't look like he was homeless or look like he needed money, was also there as an angel to protect my van, because I surround my van with angels at all times. They're inside and outside. They're here and they're there and they're everywhere. They're around my children. They're around everything. And I feel they were there saving the spot for me. And because I missed my opportunity, they found me another spot. And that spot was where that man was sitting, just out of the blue. So now, me telling you this story is to help you to realize your angels and guides are constantly, they are bored when you don't talk to them. They are bored when you do not communicate with them. They love for you to talk to them. And this is proof that they are always by your side. They are the people that you see that are asking. I have never received like that. I have received things from some of my friends, but never from a stranger. It was just mind-blowing, like, what? Like, really? Like, wow, And, they have, some views or people doing kind things for others. And people are making a big deal out of it. For me, That's what we should all be doing. We should all be helping others. All helped this little old lady cross the street. Not just pass by and let them struggle. Help. You know? And you should do that and not expect anything in return. Don't expect a thank you. Don't expect to be video recorded. Don't expect anything. Do it from the kindness of your heart. And why you feel good and why they feel good is because of that energy exchange, that part of source that lies within you. It extends to the other, like your fingers. When I hold my fingers, all the fingers are helping to make that whole complete. When you help somebody else to do anything, whether it's to brush their teeth, whether it's to cross the road, whether you help an animal or plant a tree, that is that connection with source, with God. Why you feel good is because you make that connection with God. When you see a kind act happening and you feel good about it, that's that connection of God that lies within you. That's extending extending with the others to make that connection happen. A lot of people want to do more, but they don't have opportunities. And there are some people that could and they don't. You know? So it's just one of those things that we have to really, this was an act of kindness that I did not expect. I saw the box and I liked it. I saw it and I liked it, but did not expect to ever own it. Did not. Pretty much when I saw it and I knew I couldn't afford it, I dismissed it from my mind. I said it was nice, it is nice, and it's going to stay nice, and somebody else will enjoy it. And I also thought this lady will really enjoy this box because it is a beautiful piece. But the whole idea of this is, I forgot to tell you, this lady could not speak. So she was signing everything. And that's just how the angels work. She was signing, saying she wants this separate, in a separate box, not with everything else. She was signing what she wanted and how she wanted it. The angels can appear in any way, shape, or form. After that lady left, I went out and looked for her and she was out of sight. I don't know where she went. I looked up and down. I was thinking, did she get into a car? Did she walk? What happened? And she was gone. I feel she was an angel because I talk about them all the time. I believe that they're always with me. I feel they're here now. They're protecting my van. I always ask them to be here. And I know that they have been with me. Always. And always will be. And they are also with you. You have to trust and have faith. And when you help somebody, you're also extending that part of you, that source energy, that's God, to another part of God. Because even though we are separated, we're all one. You have to remember that. And source energy lies within all of us. We are all extensions of God in just different experiences. Okay, so that's my little story right now. I am in Rhode Island near the beach, if you can hear the waves. And Monsieur Zuko here is I had to close the door because of I had some fresh air coming in because I cooked some spaghetti and meat sauce. It was so good, and I think because I was very hungry, it tasted even better. So I had to air out the van, and the door was open. And I didn't want him to come out and investigate. So here he is. I'll be losing him soon. His mommy is going to take him. Oh, he did number 2. He gets a treat when he does number 2. I'm going to go clean that up now because he's going to, blow me up with that. And yes, so I just wanted to let you guys know about this story. Please know that there is hope. I know a lot of us want to do more and we don't have the opportunities to. If you do have a chance to help somebody, just do it and don't expect anything. Do it with love and joy in your heart. You will feel good and they will feel good. You feel good because you're making that connection with God. God lies within all of us. And because you make that connection with God, that's why you feel good. Okay? Love and light to you all. This was my journey. It's only one of my stories. I have many of those to go. But it happened yesterday. So I wanted to spill it out as fresh as possible. And hopefully that will help you have trust. And trust in God. Trust that God lies within you. God is your next door neighbor. God is your friend. We are the ones are bad. We are the ones that are bad on ourselves by judging ourselves. God doesn't judge. God is unbiased. God is love. Not the word love, the emotion love. The true emotion of love, that's what God is. And God is in all of us. Love and light to you all.